it.
Shalom, Israel. I'm preaching novice of 1,000 Thamayim, and I'm teaching the I.S.U.P.K history and news class. All right. And today's class is about Africa is not the motherland. A lot of our brothers and sisters, man, they glorify the name Africa. Africa this, Africa that. You know, but what Africans have done for black people? Can a black person, you know, a black man, a black woman, can you tell me one thing that Africa has done for black people in America? I can tell you one thing they did. They sold us into slavery. They come into your neighborhoods and make money off of you and don't share the wealth. And they mock you. And if you talk about Africa too much, they will remind you that you are not their brother and you are not African. Okay? So it's very important that black people stop begging Africans for their heritage. Stop begging Africans, you know, for their heritage that's not really can even match what God gave you according to the Bible. God gave you a glorious heritage. And that's the law, statutes, and commandments of God. You know, all those wonderful stories that's in the Bible that actually happened. You know, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, especially Christ. Look at who we have to be our ancestors, to be our founding fathers. We have a glorious and amazing culture. Why are you so hung up about Africa? Don't you know Africans was the first slave masters of the Hebrews, of us? They was our first slave masters, man. That's why it's very important that we separate. All right? But I got one question. One question to ask my people. But Shabbat
Yeah.
you take over for 1 minute. I got to turn the TV down. Like,
all right, no sweat. You know what I mean? You know, like Thamayan was saying, like Africa, we're not Africans, man. You know what I'm saying? We're not Africans. All right? We are not Africans. We got to stop with the love of Africa. We got to stop with this romance of Africa that we have, talking about, oh, Africa is the motherland, and, you know, we come from Africa, and, you know, you're not an African. You don't wear dashikis, and you know what I'm saying? You don't eat that food. You don't talk the language. You know what I'm saying? So how can you be an African? Go ahead, sir.
all right. Yeah, right, man. Yeah, and I got a question for black people. I got a very serious question that I want to ask black people. Can anybody show me the word Africa in the Bible? Can anybody show me the word Africa in the Bible? I'm going to help you out. Can't nobody find that word Africa in the Bible because the word Africa do not exist in the Bible. So where do the word Africa come from? Do the word Africa come from the Africans? Can you actually say the word Africa is a part of the African language? Or is Africa a Latin word that comes from the Romans? I'm gonna answer your question again. Because you know, when it comes to that word Africa, they get hooked up on that word Africa.
Right.
I mean, Mother Africa. But you cannot find the word Africa in the Bible because the word Africa comes from the Romans. Okay? Africa is a Latin word.
Right.
So why did the Romans name that place Africa? I'll tell you why. After Leo Scipio Publius, after he defeated Hannibal, that's when that land of North Africa got that name. Africa. After Leo Scipio Publius defeated Hannibal, the Romans named that place Africa. Then they took Leo Scipio Publius, they took that name away and gave him an honorable name, to their liking, which was Leo Scipio Africanus. And that's how Africa got named after Leo Scipio Africanus, a Roman general that defeated that African Hannibal. So Africa really, you know, is not a glorious name to Africans, man. It shouldn't be. Your land got named Africa being defeated by the oppressor, by the real terrorists of the earth. That's how Africa got its name. So Africans really shouldn't be glorified in that name. That's why when you, as an African, where you're from, most likely he'll tell you, I'm from Ethiopia, I'm from Kenya, I'm from here. You know, when you meet a real African, they'll let you know where they're from. They're not over there calling themselves African. You know, it's 54 countries in Africa. And guess what? When the Romans named that place Africa, it was just North Africa. A lot of countries didn't exist back then, man. You understand?
Right.
Yeah. So let's get into the article, Baba Kashaw. Let's get into the article.
John, I got the first article.
Go ahead.
It says Scipio didn't name himself Africanus. He was given the honorary surname by the Roman Senate after he defeated Hannibal and the Carthaginians in North Africa during the Second Punic War.
Yeah, because it were three wars. All right. But Hannibal lost in the second one. You know, a lot of people glorify Hannibal too. A lot of people want to make Hannibal look so great, like he defeated the Romans. No, he didn't. He lost. That African got his behind whooped by the Romans. Understand?
Right.
Read on.
Says making his conquest of the region known to the Romans as Africa. The name Africanus is Latin for African and served as a recognition of his military achievement and conquest of the territory.
Yeah. So when people be calling themselves African, you know, the oppressor really be laughing at you.
Right.
When you call yourself African American, the oppressor laughs at you.
Mm-hmm.
And know what he said in his mind? Good boy. Good boy. That's right. You my possession. Because if you name yourself after a colonizer, you basically saying you proud to be his property. I mean, you going around glorifying his name, calling yourself after his name.
Right.
Yeah. That's not a good thing, calling yourself African if you're a black man. Hell, Africans shouldn't even like it, but they like it. That's on them. I don't care what they like. As long as I'm not calling myself an African.
Right.
When I hear Africa, I hear a fly beside my ear. You know, I don't hear the name of my people. I don't feel welcome. You know, I feel hated.
Right.
I feel not natural, very highly unliked by a group of people when I hear the word Africa. I don't feel like they're my brothers because I know they're not my brothers. They let you know when they come to America, you're not their brothers because they stay away from you. They stay separate. They keep the money amongst them and smack their teeth at you when you walk by them. Tell me, I'm lying to you about that?
No.
They smack their teeth and it makes sure you hear it too. How they do it, Shabbat? I get it to me.
I don't really know how they do it, but
No, they do.
I know they call us kata, a kata.
Yeah, cotton picker.
Cotton picker.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but we're gonna keep on reading the article. You know what I'm saying? Because it's time to put a closure on this Mother Africa thing. You know,
Yeah.
Africa is not the motherland. All right, read on.
It says military victory. In 2002 BCE, Scipio decisively defeated the Carthaginians, General Hannibal, at the Battle of Zama, which effectively ended the Second Punic War.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, man. And the Third Punic War, you know, the Romans got rid of Hannibal people and got rid of all of them out of the land and sold them into slavery somewhat, man. Know what I'm saying? That's what the oppressor do. When you don't want to, you know, bend to his will and serve his white Jesus or his white Zeus or his Hercules, whatever, and they see that you don't want to be a part of them and you're not giving them your spirit, they kick you out of the land.
Right.
That's what they did to us when we was in Israel in 70 AD. They got tired of us, man, because we wouldn't give them our spirit all the way, man. So they exiled us out of our own land. They got rid of us out of our own land, man. And we had to migrate in Africa for 1,500 years, man. And before the translated slave trade, man, they sold us in the East African slave trade. The East African slave trade lasts longer than the translated slave trade, when the Africans were selling us to the Arabs. But you want to be cool with the Arabs and the Africans, around here calling yourself Muslim. The whole time, Habib in the corner store that make you get out the store where he pray, he had you as a slave.
Right.
He's to castrate you so you don't sleep with his ugly woman. They don't look good to me. Yeah, man. They castrated you so they made sure you can't sleep with their woman, but they all in the hood trying to mess with our women. But you want to give them your love and call yourself Muslim and call yourself African. Man, it's time that we start begging these other nations for the culture that they have. When God gave us a better culture. God gave us an advantage. The Jew has an advantage, you understand?
Right.
We got God on our side, man. God ain't choose them, and that's why they oppress you, and that's why they're at war with you right now, black man. If you was African, if you was truly African, the oppressor wouldn't call you African. All right, he wouldn't deceive you by calling you African. If the oppressor, the colonizer, so-called stole our identity, so I mean, then why call yourself African? Can you say you African? So how did he steal your identity when you call yourself African?
Right.
Because that's not the identity he stole from you. The identity he stole from you is the people right now that's wearing those small hats and got that big old honker of a nose.
Yep.
And wear the tassels on the side of his pants.
Right.
Yeah, I'm talking about Mr. Manischewitz. Yeah, that's who stole your culture. Mr. Manischewitz. Yeah. Yeah, but guess what? The Most High gonna give us back our culture, man. You know, the I.S.P.K is letting Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians know their culture. So you don't have to wonder no more. You don't have to go around here and call yourself African and be disgraced. And had to say to yourself, my own people sold me into slavery. You don't have to say that no more because your own people did not sell you into slavery. The Hamites did. Mr. African. That's what sold you into slavery, man. Yeah. Yeah, but read on.
It says the Roman recognition. The Roman Senate bestowed upon him the surname Africanus to celebrate his significant victory and his role as the conqueror of the Roman province of Africa, which was Carthage's territory.
So basically, in reality, Shabbat, the word Africa is white supremacy. What you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. The word Africa comes from, you know, the Romans winning and defeating the Africans, man. So that's all day long white supremacy. So who should really glorify their name? Not us. Same thing with America. America is named after Amerigo Vespucci, Italian navigator. So guess what? When you call yourself African American, you're naming yourself after two oppressors, two colonizers. All right. So let's get that scripture, Baba Gashaw, in Galatians.
God, you got more in the article.
All right. Give me a little bit more then.
All right, it says Africa became the Latin term for the territory that would eventually come to describe the entire continent.
Damn. So that means that the land of Carthage was named Africa. Carthage is in North Africa. Over time, everybody started call that whole landmass Africa. All right, that's how that land Africa got its name. The whole continent. It didn't come from the Africans. It came from the Romans. It came from Mr. Oppressor. All right. Got anything else?
No, that's it. Let me get the scripture.
Okay.
Galatians chapter 4 and 26. Hold on 1 second. Where's Galatians? All right, Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
Say that again.
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
Jerusalem, Israel, is the motherland. Because guess what? Israel originally is the Garden of Eden. The same 4 rivers that ran through the Garden of Eden in the book of Genesis, it runs through the land of Israel. All right? And Israel is the mother of us all because it's the Garden of Eden, and that's where Adam was at. And all of us come from Adam. All right? So stop saying Africa is the motherland. And yes, stop saying Israel is Africa. Israel is not Africa. All right? Israel is free from that name. You understand? And I love this Bible. Read that again, Shabbat. Read it loud and powerful.
It says, Galatians chapter 4 and verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
That's right. But Africans around here saying they believe in Christianity, they believe in Jesus, but they calling themselves, they saying that the Africa is the motherland, but right here in the Bible it said Jerusalem is the motherland, Israel is the motherland. So say what the Bible say. And the Bible never said Israel is Africa. And you don't see the word Africa in the Bible. If you want to know about the people that call themselves African, they are called Hamites. And you would have in the Bible a term called the land of Ham, or the land of the Ammonites, the land of the Israelites, the land of Edom. God gave everybody their own land. God didn't give Edom no land. He went around and took his land. You know what I'm saying? But God gave them a land, and in the Bible you'll see the land of this person, the land of Moab, the land of the Midianites. All right, you don't see America, Africa, Pakistan, Iraq. You don't see these names. All right. So that's very, very important for us to understand. A long time ago, none of these names even existed. They didn't exist at all. So if you want to be rational, and if you want to go according to the Bible, please keep the word Africa out of this. All right? Straight up. So we got anything else left? That's it on that scripture?
That's it.
Okay. I want to bring out one more scripture and that'd be it. Give me the Ethiopian scripture. Because a lot of our people that believe they're Africans, they'll say they're from Kemet.
Mm.
I'm Egyptian. I'm from Ethiopia. Selassie and crap like that. You know? But you know who was the Ethiopian? Shabbat according to the Bible. Like, you know who would be an Ethiopian today? Nimrod. That's inside the Bible. Nimrod would be an Ethiopian. Who else would be a modern day Ethiopian today if they was to live today? Nebuchadnezzar. These two names I mentioned, you know, they was in the land of the Babylonians. The Babylonians are great enemies to the Israelites. The Egyptians are great enemies to the Israelites. So how are you going to bring these people in to the promise that God gave to us? How you going to bring these people into our heritage and say that Israel is Africa? Stop it, please. Stop it. All right? These same people had you in slavery inside the Bible. You'll read about how the Babylonians had us in slavery and, you know, and threw Daniel in a fiery furnace. And you know what I'm saying?
All right.
How the Egyptians wouldn't let us go. And God had to send them 10 plagues to let us go. Had to had to unalive their firstborn children, their firstborn sons, in order for them to understand that they better let God chosen people go. That's what God had to do to them. And you think God changed his mind? Wow. But read that scripture.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 12. Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by my sword.
Wow. That's going to happen. That's going to happen, man. All right? Ain't no love for them inside this Bible. Ain't no salvation for them inside of this Bible.
Right.
They better be glad they're not getting the same thing that the oppressor is getting. The oppressor gonna have to go into slavery and then be exterminated. Know what I mean? No longer to exist. He gonna be wiped out. Him and his whole lineage gonna be wiped out and be no more. But the Africans, they gonna be able to still be on this earth. And guess what? It's gonna be a good thing that we over them, because we gonna tap their hand when they try to eat a bush rat. We gonna tap their hand or cut their finger off when they try to eat a baboon. You know what I'm saying? When they try to eat something they have no business eating, we're gonna be there to correct them. And guess what? This earth gonna be a beautiful place, because now every creature get to live in peace, because they ain't got a whole bunch of predators. They already got the predators in the jungle, you know, hunting them down.
Right.
They don't need mankind hunting them down. We should know better. But this earth don't know better because the right people are not in charge, which is the Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the Israelites, according to the Bible. You know, the oppressor, he has a law. If you do something to a dog over here in America, he has a law. It's called animal cruelty, man. Right? In our kingdom of heaven, we're going to show you what is truly animal cruelty.
Right.
If you eat a shrimp, that's animal cruelty. If you eat crab and lobster, that's animal cruelty. If you eat swine, pork, duck, ostrich, bear claws, I done seen it all, Shabbat, raccoon, that is animal cruelty. And in the kingdom of heaven, you shall get dealt with. Understand? Right. Because that is animal cruelty. All right, but read on. Oh, that was it.
That's it on that one.
Man, with that, you got anything to say, Shabbat?
No, I'm good to go.
All right. With that, this is the I.S.U.P.K. Florida History and News. I'm preaching novel of 1,000 Tamayam, and I got with Shabbat 1,000. Shabbat Zahalak. Shalom.
Shalom.